You're live. That's paint.
What's up, creative faces? How you guys? How y'all feel? How's it going? How's it going? L up on set from Creative Sound, Creative University. We are here live right now. We got a very interesting topic to discuss. Probably won't be doing any music on this stream, although that's what we do. Every time we stream, we create a beat live from scratch. But I just wanted to talk to you guys about something that was introduced to me today. What's going on to the couple people who comment so far? GI Classic in the building. What's up? Javion, what up? What up? What up? We started to talk about this topic in the Discord channel, and I just thought that, why not go live and talk about this, because this is something that's brewing, or something that will be brewing in the community. What's up, DJ Stitz? Harold, what's up? What's happening? T3 Waves is in the building. What's happening? Welcome to the stream. If you guys are new here, by all means, I would love if you subscribe to the channel and hit the likes up on this video, because we're about to get deep in this topic. We're about to paint about it, guys. We're about to paint about this topic here. So, in the title, as you can see, and you guys feel free to chime in. I'll do my best to keep an eye on the chat as they come in. But yeah, let's talk about this. So the title of the video is Presonus inquired by Fender. Yes, indeed. This is some news that came across my radar today. I woke up with this news and I was like, my first reaction was like that. That was my reaction. I was like, jaw halfway dropped to the floor, like what? And it wasn't it wasn't a excitement type thing. It was like, what? What's up, NYC? Eric is in the building. What's up? What up? Yeah, for those of you that don't know, let me just set the stage, so to speak. Let's talk about Fender, who Fender is. For those of you that don't know who Fender is a guitar giant in the industry. Fender is well known. Fender is probably like, okay, Fender make guitars, period, right? But I'm more so familiar with their bass guitars because my father owned several bass guitars with that name, Fender. Fender is a well-known household name, so I'm familiar with it. It was a part of the family forever. You know, when I started learning what things were, Fender was always a part. My dad owned a Fender Squire precision bass. That's the model of the Fender bass that he had, and he had a few Fenders. Um, he gifted me one of his bass guitars because my dad would come over and lay a couple of bass lines on some music I was working on. So I even own one right now. It's in the next room over. As we speak, I have a Fender bass. So the Fender been around forever. Um, the quality company is very trusted. Fender has played on many records that won Grammys. You know what I'm saying? Fender, you know, a lot of times when people start out, they have a baseline, a basic, you know what I'm saying, for beginners. They usually start out with Fenders or PV because my dad owns a few PVs. My dad is a bass head, you know what I mean? But anyway, Fender is a bass guitar that I own currently. They've always been, some of everybody had a Fender. You know, it's a quality product. Sounds very good, you know. So that's just that, you know what I mean? I can't go really deep into Fenders because I don't play, I just know of it. It's been always been in my house. And, my dad played on it and I've played with several bass players and, some of them have Fenders, and some of them have other brands, whatever, but Fender has always been, that name. Um, but anyway, I just woke up with this information. And so as of today, Fender, we hear that Fender buys Presonus. What do I think about that? What do you guys think about that? Let's paint about this situation. We talking about it. You say, I don't know how to feel about this. I'm more concerned than happy at the moment. That's exactly where I am with the situation. I don't know if I should be happy or sad. I don't know. I don't know what my position is in terms of how I should feel. You know what I mean? Um, so I'll just kind of like give you guys. I'll set it up and we'll just kind of hit home run, I guess. So as a music professional, as a musician first, because that's what I consider myself. That's what I was before I became a producer. I was always in the musician space playing live instruments with a band. You know what I mean? So I'm familiar with this whole idea of Fender. You know what I mean? The name Fender. I'm familiar with it, but I don't know how to feel about this when it comes to music production. So I'm gonna let you guys know what it is. So Presonus. Presonus is the folks who make Studio One, which is the DAW that I like to use here on the stream. A lot of you guys discovered this channel because you are a Presonus Studio One user, and you found this channel and you followed based on that fact. I love using Studio One because of all of the tools it has that makes my job easy, for what I do as a music professional. So that's the reason why I use Studio One. You guys see me dabble in Ableton Live, Bitwig, Logic Pro sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Just for inspiration purposes, but I never switched over per se. I just use those, that's just tools that I use. But I've always found myself coming back to Studio One. So Studio One is always, you know what I'm saying, something that I will continue using, especially for mixes. You know what I mean? I use Studio One for mixing projects always. You know what I mean? When I get done creating something in Ableton Live, I come back to Studio One because I'm working on the project, right? That's just all day, every day, right? But see, here's the thing though. You guys that know me, I've like made complaints and things I feel like could use improvement with Studio One. And I always felt like Studio One lacks creativity. I felt like in order to gain creativity inside of Studio One, you have to always use third-party plugins, right? Nothing wrong with that, but I feel like for a guy of my caliber, per se, like I've been making music for many years, I've gotten myself to a place where I feel like I kind of outgrown Studio One. You know what I mean? Like I'm ready to move on, so to speak. And that's just really based on what's available in Studio One. I don't really care for, I mean, it's great. I have a bunch of plugins, that's the point. Cause like I experience crashes a lot in Studio One, which is mind boggling, right? But a lot of people say it's the third party plugs that you use which causes a crash. And I think so. But that can't be the answer all the time. You can't just throw that out there and say, well, it's because you're using, who don't use third party? Like everything that's in Studio One right now, if I was just to use that, there is a major lack in creativity. Especially if you're doing sound design, you know what I'm saying? Or you trying to do something different. If I'm a guitar player, great. If I'm recording vocals, awesome. Like, it's great for that. You know what I'm saying? Recording, it's amazing, which is why I use it, right? But when you're trying to do something different, create different sounds, just think about it for a second. I'm not bashing Studio One or Presonus, but if you think about Ableton Live and Studio One, like we put them neck to neck, the things that you can do in Ableton Live in terms of creativity has always been superior. You know what I mean? With just stock stuff. They call it devices or blocks or modeler devices or whatever you want to call them. There has always been things that's included in the DAW itself as stock. Not third party, yo. We talking stock that introduce or inspire creativity, doing something different. Like for instance, with the sampler in Ableton Live, the sampler there's just things that you can do just at that little bitty box, that page when you're on the sampler window. The things you can do, how you can chop and add rhythm to the sample, kind of like a side chain effect. Like right there, even before you grab a device, you are able to change the granular effect of a sample, change the tone of it. You can definitely add character to a sample before you even go and grab a device. In Studio One, not so. Not so. In Studio One, their sampler, it's really basic, really, really basic. And I've been complaining about that for quite some time. I'm just giving you guys an idea, kind of like, painting a picture here. So I've always felt like we lacked creativity. Like, it's definitely dope. I can work really fast in Studio One because I've been working in there for so long. So like, at the end of the day, if I'm working on a beat and I need to make it fast, I definitely will go for Studio One because I know it like that. Ableton Live, I'm still learning. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know all the ins and outs. But there's a lot of things about Studio One that I really, really like, and I really adore in Studio One for just based on that, and the tools is amazing. You know what I mean? The tools that we have to do what we need to do in Studio One. But with this Fender acquisition, I'm just thinking, you know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking, we painting about it right now, right? We just trying to figure things out. What does that mean for us? Now, I have no clue, but I'm just wondering if you guys, like, what you guys got going on in your head, if you chiming in. There's only one or two things that could happen right now. There could be an improvement. That's one. Or it could be a total disaster, right? Let me introduce you guys to something that happened before. You guys remember Cakewalk, right? Was acquired by Gibson, another guitar company, right? And we all know what happened with that. Cakewalk death was announced. You know what I mean? I felt like they were done. They no longer they hit a creative block or whatever, development block, and was willing to let it go. And a lot of Cakewalk users was devastated. I talked about it before. I did a stream on it. You know what I'm saying? And then BandLab came in and saved the day, right? They came in and took over, and Cakewalk is doing pretty good, to the point where I even reached out to the guys over there for a copy. And I was like, well, we only are available on Windows computers. And I'm like, so is there any like is there any goals to bring it on a Mac computer? Because I'm a Mac guy. That's just who I am. I'm a Mac person. And it was like, no, we don't have any plans to make our system available on Mac computers. And I was like, whoa. And that's a straight jab in the face, and straight to the point. I was like, well, okay, well, I guess I guess I won't, in my desires of owning a copy of that. I mean, what they're doing over there is kind of cool because they make it available online. That's what they were doing before they acquired, Sonar, Cakewalk. They already had an online presence, but now they have the structure, you know what I mean, of a DAW, and just add it on top of that. So I don't know. I'm not going to say that this is or could possibly be a repeat, but I'm just thinking like, okay, going back to how I feel about Studio One, right? I always thought that Studio One was really, really, really geared towards guitar players. I've said that several times on the stream, guys. I don't know if you guys were paying attention to that. But just based on what you can do in Studio One, I've always felt like Studio One was geared towards guys, definitely mixed. If you're a mix engineer, mastering engineer, of course, but more so guys that just want to input guitar, for recording, like really mainly for recording. You know what I mean? But when it comes to beat making, um, it's only as of late that they tried to really um enhance the product for the people who, people just use whatever. Like me, I'll just use whatever and start doing stuff inside of it. It may not be intended for that purpose at that moment. That's kind of what I felt like. Studio One was designed for something totally different in the beginning, and then people started using it for putting music together, and then they started engaging in that and started developing Studio One to become that. And we are here right now. You know what I mean? It's like one of those, it didn't always start this way, but it ended up here because that's what people are doing. You know what I'm saying? I think that's just where we ended up here, or how we ended up here. So, you know, when we talk about the SQ, the Atom Pad, things like that, um, those are cool devices, excellent for controlling Studio One. But in my mind, I'm like, I don't know if that's, you know, I don't know. I have mixed thoughts about that, and I'm choosing my words carefully because I love their products. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to bash, Presonus, because I love their products. I love using them. Even these new speakers I got, um, I'm going to do a review on those. But I think that Presonus makes great products. They are an amazing company. But, you know, as a diehard user and what I'm trying to achieve, I do feel like there's a lack of creativity. And then you have all these things that come up, things that you can do um with other devices. You got the NPC. I mean, that, how would you compare that? But it's here. Like, that's just, when we talking about beat making, you got the NPC, got that platform right there. Then you got Ableton Live with the push. You know what I'm saying? You got that platform out there. Um, and then um, and then a few of those companies have a presence on mobile devices as well. Personas, all we have is a remote. There's no way to make beats on your mobile phone. I don't know if they feel like that's not important, but that's kind of been something I've been crying about. It would be really cool to have a way to make beats when I'm not in front of all of this expensive stuff. Well, we just wanted a way to create music. Cubase executed that very well. I have Cubase on my phone, and I do stuff in there here and there. But why haven't Personas been on that mark? You know what I mean? I just feel like they're kind of late to the game in a lot of cases, which is the whole Studio One thing. Like, it wasn't created for this purpose, but later on they see how people are using it, so then they started catering to it and started doing stuff. Um, so maybe this merger could be a change in a good way, where we'll start to see more development that caters to the beat making community, such as I hope to be included in some of the ideas and what I feel could be useful. Hopefully, hopefully I could be a part of that crew. But you know, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know how to feel about this. Um Fender though. Like, Fender, the only thing I could think, like, okay, guitar influence, maybe. Like like, how far could Studio One go with a guitar influence company? You know what I'm saying? Like, how could this actually help our community in making beats? I'm I'm just I'm just wondering about this. These are things that's popping up in my head. Um, we have other acquisitions that happened, with Native Instruments and Isotope, right? And when we talk about that one, it kind of makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a solid move. That's solid. That makes sense to me, you know, or it makes more sense. A isotope that makes plugins, um, noise removal plugins at that. That's kind of what they're big for, you know, in the film score space in terms of their plugins and or effects on, you know, vocal, making them clean, stuff like that. Mastering plugins, they're an effect company, they create effects. They join up with Native Instruments. Native Instruments is a in the creative space. Isotope as well, but Native Instruments in like with the machine, make beats, you know what I'm saying? Complete ultimate bundle, you know what I'm saying? Where they're catered towards the music composer world, you know, film production specifically, but not limited to that. They have a major presence where you can make all types of music, sound design, you know, that type thing. And at the time it was like, what? That's but it makes sense though. Two companies are in that design space, Isotope, Native Instruments come together. It makes sense. That's a solid acquisition there. That's a solid merge. But Fender and Presonus, you know what? When you think about it, it does make sense because Presonus is big on hardware. They have a strong presence in the live world. What I mean by live, meaning like live sound. They're in a lot of churches, you know. They're in a few arenas, They make dope speaker monitor systems, and they have a network where you can network all that stuff together, mixing consoles. I told y'all this before, but it just seems like we'll get about 2 or 3 mixing consoles before we get a good solid update on Studio One. And that's a fact. Yo, it just seemed like they was pushing. If you go and search up Presonus products, you will see a bunch of interfaces. Some of them have the same designs but different colors. You know what I'm saying? There are a bunch of mixing consoles. It's like they are great for doing that. Like hardware is like their heart, and just always felt like Studio One was at the bottom totem pole, so to speak. It's kind of how I always felt, you know. While I felt like their goal was really to enhance and um perfect their loudspeaker line, and then Studio One. eh, I don't know. This is just coming from me, guys. This I'm not trying to tamper with you with you guys and what you guys feel like. Man, this is definitely a subjective conversation because I know that a lot of you guys use Studio One and you probably feel like it's amazing. as I do. I feel like Studio One is amazing, but um, we're just talking. We're just talking. For someone who make beats in Studio One, I make beats in Studio One all the time. You know what I mean? For someone who just make simple beats and not doing what I do, it may not affect you. You might have a different idea. You know what I'm saying? What is Ellip talking about? Like, Studio One is great. It's amazing. But let me explain how I use Studio One. I use Studio One to make trap music for artists, right? I use Studio One to make R&B music for artists. I also compose in Studio One for movies and scores. So I really loved when they came out with the update where we can add articulations to notes. I was excited about that. Some of you guys weren't, because you didn't know what that meant. But when they added the score inside where we can look at the score and print it out from Studio One, where before you need a Notion to do all of those things, now we have that integration inside of Studio One itself. I was kind of excited about stuff like that. Like, that was like, man, great. Are the articulations, going back to that. Now they call them sound variations or something like that. But at first it was what was it? I forgot what you call it. And other platforms still recognize this. Is it key? Gosh, I forgot the term, but it's called sound variations now in Studio One. Stuff like that I got excited about. You know what I mean? Um, what else? Just other things I got excited about. There's a lot of people was like, is it worth it? Is it worth upgrading? And I'm thinking in my mind, to me, it's worth upgrading for like these type of things. But for you guys that only do trap music all day, every day, it may not work. It may not make sense to you mentally because they didn't update the sampler. You know what I'm saying? They didn't update the sampler. The impact is still, even though they updated the look of impact, it still do the same thing. It's not doing much than what it was doing before. The sampler is the same. There's a couple of things that were added now. I do like the fact that I can record like samples from another instrument somewhere in the project inside of the Sample One sampler. That is really dope. But on the side of that, that's it. It does the same exact thing as it does before. In this community, that urban, we need something that can chop samples really well. It seems like Digital Performer caught the drift. Digital Performer, guys. Anybody heard of that? DP, right? That's a film composing platform like Cubase. Cubase is really known for, if you're a film composer, you'll see people using Cubase, right? Digital Performance is on that same. It's on that same link, that plateau. You know what I mean? You would use Digital Performer if that's what you're doing. But even they have a sampler. Man, that thing is amazing. I seen some pictures of it and what it could do. I'm like, dang. Now I could put that against Ableton Live sampler or the simpler. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. We need that type of technology, that type of, the things you can do in there. That's what we need. How you can chop it inside of the sampler itself and switch stuff around, and you know what I mean? We can't do that stuff in Studio One yet because it's super basic. It's just super basic. You know what I mean? So Bitwig is another one. You know what I mean? That sampler is crazy. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? This type of stuff I kind of like trip out about. Sean Aaron, what up? What up? I play guitar. Let me throw some of this stuff up on the screen. I need to start interacting with you guys. I just went on this rant. I wanted to get it out the way before I started like addressing some questions and things like that. But so Sean Aaron says, I play guitar. I find it exciting because Fender is a huge guitar brand. But what happens next to Studio One? Hopefully it doesn't go subscription. Fender might improve on Empire. That sounds good to me. See, you know, that's something to think about. I feel like I definitely feel I feel like that's what they would do. They'll definitely go and say, you know, now that we all right guys, bring all the guys to the control room, to the boardroom, right? All right. All right, guys. First order of business. You know, we won. Hey guys, we won. We here. We there. We own Studio One now. All right. Now, so here's the first thing we got to do. We have to improve Empire. That's the first thing. Because we are a guitar company and we have to make that first priority. I really feel like that's everything guitar wise. We're gonna improve it. I feel like that I just feel like that's just what they're gonna do. That's like their strong point, right? And that might be great. You know what I'm saying? Like to Sean. Yeah, absolutely. You're excited about that because you use Studio One and man, we can get some better, better effects, you know, in Studio One. But how does that help somebody like me that likes to make lo-fi music in Studio One? You know what I'm saying? Um, somebody who makes trap beats, somebody who creates scores. I'm not a guitar player, but I definitely will pull out a guitar and do my thing, put an effect on it. You know, I can create a guitar part to the best of my abilities, the way I hear it, because I've always been a part of a band, so I can get how to make a guitar part, make it sound like someone played it. It's only so far I can go, right? But that's not the point. Um, we need presence on mobile phones. Like, can we do that? Is that even possible? Um, can we get more dope effects? Can we get the note effects section? Can we work on that? Can we get a better arpeggiator? It's still basic. It's still like the arpeggiator is so like what? You know what I'm saying? When we start talking about what Reason has done with their arpeggiator, okay, like can we update the arpeggiator? Can we update the chord system? Again, Reason is on top of everything when it comes to that. For it to be natively a part of the dog. You know what I'm saying? The chord is just I mean it's cool. It learns your chords, but that's I mean is I feel like can we at least get more presets? Like the presets been is stale. Like there has been no they ain't touched that thing. Another one, Mojado, whatever. It's like it's like a synth, mostly bass. It's kind of how I would a wave synth, a wave table. Um, um, no, it's not even wave table. It's you, like they haven't touched it. They haven't touched it. They updated. They have it. They updated Matai. They updated Presence XT. Presence handles all of the acoustic type instruments like your strings, your guitars, your pianos, bells, percussion, stuff like that. Matai is your synth engine, which is it's cool, it's basic. It's that's about it. You know what I mean? Not much to say there. Um, and then you have impact, which is I feel like is elementary. Impact is a elementary. It's super. You know, I do appreciate the simplicity of impact, but it's like there's times where you want simple, but then you hope it does a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Especially after you play with Ableton Live, Bitwig, you know what I mean? Even Logic. Logic is on a different level right now. I moved over to Studio One from Logic, you know, and watching the updates that they're doing over there at Apple with Logic, their sampler is crazy. You know what I'm saying? That sampler engine that Logic Pro has. If we can get something like that, bro, let me give you an idea. I feel like right now you should be able to. Okay, so the sampler over at Logic, which does the same thing, kind of like what Ableton does with their sampler, but like you can have like your notes all playing different samples, right? So you can, you know what I'm saying? You can have a drum patch, a drum preset going on. But the moment I put an 808 bass on this key, I want to actually play that as a bass line, right? Something like that. Like I want to play it as a tuned instrument. I want all of the pitches and whatnot. Or even the hi-hat, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. To do that all in the same place, you can't do that. Yeah. If y'all can just think about how you do that. But like say like one of those pads is a bass, like an 808. You know what I mean? Like boom, boom. You know what I mean? If I want to play that out as a note and keep it within impact, I can't do that. But if there was a way to do that where I can just hit the key button, like if there's like a key button or something like that, where it turns or opens that bass up into playable keys where I can play it and stay within impact, just like what Machine does. When you're in Machine, you put an 808 or any instrument or any sample on any pad, you play it as a one shot. But once you hit the keyboard button, it turns into a playable instrument. But it stays on that pad. You see what I'm saying? Like you don't have to move outside that pad. It stays right there. Boom. Um, Logic does that. You just open it up and you play it as a pad, and you also have other options on that pad where you can change the filters and LFO effects and stuff like that on the same pad. That would be dope. But we can't do that. If you want to play tuned instruments, you have to pull that 808 out into sampler, the sample one joint, and play it, the bass notes, or play the hi-hats if you want to like. I would say the note repeat in Studio One is amazing. I do like the note repeat in Studio One. And that I'll give them that. It's like the way that they set that up. Yeah, it's totally amazing. Because you used to have a MIDI controller that has note repeat functions to do certain things depending on the DAW you're in. But in Studio One, they got that. Like you could do that on any MIDI keyboard. It doesn't matter. But anyway, let me get to these. I'm late, man. I gotta address some of the stuff you guys are saying. So Harold feels the same way. Say, dude, I feel the same about the DAW right now. Me owning an M1 Mac Mini, and the only three DAWs working flawlessly for me are the plugins that I own in Ableton, Reason, and Bitwig. Man, that's crazy. Yeah, the notion that any DAW can be very perfect is probably definitely not the case here. We definitely understand that. I don't want to run into my programs under Rosetta because the just one plugin. Yeah. Really though, is in the building. What up? He said, last time a company got acquired by a guitar company, Cakewalk got acquired by Roland, but shortly after that went out of business. I hope this is not the case with the history repeating itself. That's definitely it's definitely a concern. We kind of start this stream off with that. Like we all remember what happened to Gibson, you know what I'm saying? And so I just wonder if this is if Fender would do something different. You know what I mean? Presonus has been a small company for quite some time. Like Presonus was Presonus. You know what I'm saying? Presonus was growing strong. They was running it. They was running things. They was walking around here. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, look at us. You know what I mean? We got Studio One. We got products. What y'all need? If we need to change something, we gonna change it. You know, we gonna do our thing. You know what I mean? They was walking around here with their heads high, but now I don't know if we could say the same. Now Fender is the one walking around. Boom, we got Presonus. Now, what we gonna do here? At any moment, they could change the brand. I read that they will keep Presonus as its separate entity, but at any moment, guys, Fender could say, you know what? We don't like the Presonus name no more. We gonna change the name. We gonna change it to Fender, Fender, Fender. What? Fenderonus. You know, I always think like guitar players have like the most corniest ideas ever. That's how I feel. Like that's how I feel, bro. Like the guitar players, man, they have no design. I don't know. Sorry, I don't want to offend nobody, but it's just it's like don't give the guitar player design concepts because they probably yeah. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I've I had some experiences over the years, and I was like, nah, don't give the guitar don't give the guitar man the blueprint. Just tell him what to play. Give him the song, let him hear it, and he just play it. But when it comes up to logos, designing logos and stuff like that, and overall, just leave that to somebody else. Dilio, you just found out, man. Hey, man. I had to go live on it because I figure a lot of you guys probably did not know what was going on. But yeah, I definitely had to go live on this topic. Shango makes a good point. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Presonus is a hardware company first. Absolutely. That's another point that I made earlier with their products. Everything that they push out, I feel like Presonus definitely, they got all of the hardware products on lock. And then, all right, we got some free time, guys. So what can we do in Studio One? What could we do to improve it? Well, I mean, they already feel like Studio One is on top of what it can do. Like, Studio One doesn't really need an update. Like, Studio One is great where it is now. We can just stop. But just to keep our customers happy, let's add something in there. Let's add a few things. You know what I mean? Let's just, I don't know. I don't know. Change the face of Impact. Just change the way it look. It's gonna do the same thing, but just let's change the way it look, just to refresh. Make it. Let's just do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's how I feel. Say Presonus interface and guitar. Absolutely. Um, Sean said maybe get a um S1 artist with the purchase of a guitar or professional with a high end guitar, dog guitar. Blaze, what up? What up? Empire about to be lit and a possible compatibility with that new with the new roads coming out. See, that's the thing, man. Like that's great, man. But we beat makers, yo. We beat makers. What do we really care about a guitar plug-in? You know what I'm saying? It's great because I use it. I use guitar plugs on stuff. When I need to use a guitar, I definitely. And I'm be honest with y'all, I never really go in Empire. Ain't that weird? But I will go to Guitar Rig, the Guitar Rig 6 by Native Instruments. Like I'll pull that up in a heartbeat. But you know what? That guitar plug-in can do beyond guitar effects. You can do it. You can put that on vocals. Absolutely. They made that thing so dope. That thing is so dope. You can run vocals through that thing. Like they got vocal presets. And I'm and not using guitar effects. Like you can actually run your vocals, get clean vocal in Guitar 6, bro. Like real talk. Real talk. So yeah, man. Said I would have rather seen Behringer get Presonus than Fender at this point. I love my XR18 for gigging. I mean, that probably would make better sense, I think. But then again, it wouldn't. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know what to think. Behringer is another hardware company. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't necessarily see Behringer having the interest in buying another hardware company. Then you would have to go, it's like a competition at that point. Like, you'll have to go and change everything to say Behringer. You know what I'm saying? Or keep it a separate entity like what Fender is doing, or like with the acquisition between Native Instruments and Isotope. They still function as separate companies and keep their brand and things like that. But they also do two different things. You know what I mean? Um, with Native Instruments, of course, I see a lot of their Isotope as native plugins inside of like the machine. Like I can pull up a lot of those things and it's like natively in there. I guess also because you have to have an account with Isotope. I guess you have to have their plugs on your system. I don't know. Maybe it comes in by default, like they have. I don't know. I don't know how that works because I've always had Isotope plugins even before the acquisition. So I don't know if I was seeing something different. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, that's different. But Behringer, I don't know, man. I can't really see that being. I can't really see that being spaces. Yes, bro. Say yo. That is exactly that's exactly how I woke up today. I was like, what? Yo. Yeah, Blaze. I'm glad you said that because that's really my point. You're a guitarist. You love Studio One because Studio One makes it it's easy for a guitarist to do stuff with Studio One. It's like the way it's set up is perfect, super perfect. You know, it's definitely amazing for recording. I love that. I love that about Studio One for being an amazing, solution for recording. But for a music composer, beat maker, I wonder where things could possibly go. Like, how could this be something that entices the community? You know what I'm saying? Because there, a lot of people are using Ableton now. You know what I mean? Um, for the reasons I'm speaking of, on this video. Flintstone is in the building. What up? Jay Vegas, what up? What's happening, bro? Yeah, the the Presonus people's in the building. Yeah, Delio, this is live. It just took me a long time to get to your comment because I was just kind of tripping out. Poverty says Studio One is made for rock music. I can believe that. I could believe that. And we take Studio One and do what we will with it. You know what I mean? Like people like me, we take Studio One and just do other things. I don't make rock music, so I use it for something else. And that's just kind of been the vibes of Studio One. You know what I mean? It was never really made for urban, but we urban people that like to create music urban style. We take Studio One and we just kind of make it our own because Studio One is pretty dope. Studio One is dope. I'm not saying that it's not. I feel like Studio One is amazing for what it does, but just lacks creativity. But more so than ever, what does this mean for us that use Studio One right now? A guitar influenced company. It's not influenced. A guitar company. I'm just wondering how a guitar company, how and what are they interest in? How did this come about? I feel like this came about because most of the people at Presonus plays guitars. Most of them are live musicians. So it made sense when Fender came on board. It's like, yeah, let's do it. Versus a tech company. You know what I'm saying? If a tech company came in, that would feel different. If a tech company came, I'm not really sure where Fender stands in terms of tech. They are a great hardware company. So, does this mean that the hardware area will definitely get a boost? Definitely, definitely will get a boost in the hardware because Presonus and Fender are both hardware companies by heart. That's by default. What does that say for Studio One? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where that MG 803. What up, Kari? What's happening? You say facts. What up, Rob? Devin, what's up? Let me catch up with these comments. Jay Vegas say step sequence. GI Classic said guitar upgrades. Yeah, Spaces. We definitely got to talk about this, bro. I'm going to be on some phone calls after the stream, bro, because I'm gonna have like individual conversations with a few people. I already know it's gonna happen. We're gonna to have a talk because this is like I want to say slap in the face, but I don't want to say that because I don't want to make it seem like what like this is negative because this could definitely be something great. This could definitely be a great thing for us. But I just want to know what you guys were thinking. Flintstone say long overdue when it comes to having Studio One on I iOS fully, like Cubase. VMG Music, what up? What up? Fix Arterial Key Lab. I don't know what that has to do with Studio One, but maybe when I was talking about no, I don't think I mentioned Arterial. Robert says Cakewalk is free now and still being updated. Yeah, of course, but Cakewalk is also only on PC. So for those of you that owns a PC, it benefits you guys. But for us that use Macs, you know, it's like I don't know if that's their answer to the fact that Logic is only Mac based. It's like, well, we're going to be the Logic, like Logic is to Apple, Cakewalk is to PC. Maybe that's their lane where they're going with it. I don't know. Blade says frets on this. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Frets on this. Oh man. Man. That makes sense. That makes sense. That I like it. I like it. That's hey, I'm not trying to get nobody no ideas. Please don't do that to us because that will cause a massacre situation. Man, that's a like a that will be a slaughter for real. A real slaughter. You said Fred Sonus. Nobody home said, "Look, I don't approve of this message. This is not. Nah, nope. Take it back. Please undo the merge. That's not the goal. That's not what we want. Hopefully, they won't end up like Cakewalk because I enjoy Studio One. That's the whole concept. Hopefully, it won't end up there. Hopefully, this merge means major improvements. Hopefully, it means that by Presonus being a small company, kind of feel like a mom pop type thing, mom and pop company, and they just got overwhelmed. You know what I mean? Overwhelmed, bro, with people like me that goes on stream live using Studio One, and I use it to the point where I just drove Studio One. And was like, okay, we need more. Where's the updates? With you know what I mean? And it's like they can no longer go on. They've did everything, which is one of the reasons why I feel like if y'all notice, I don't know if anybody been paying attention, but personas is good for taking our advices, like if we make a suggestion, a lot of our suggestions that comes from our experience working at other dolls, right? So if you are able to live, like what I just complained about a few seconds ago, I'm like, update the sampler to make it do some of the same things that Ableton Live does. Can we get that? So that's easy for them to try to implement something like that whenever they do. I don't know when. I'm pretty sure more people complain about that, but it's like it's easy for them to implement stuff like that according to the mass, however much people are complaining about the same thing, then they'll go and say, okay, guys, this is number one priority. We'll go ahead and implement this concept. But after that, Presonus as a innovator, what do you do next? You know what I'm saying? Like what do you do mentally on your own that people never expected? No one asked for this one right here. How much more, like, creatively could you come up with something that will blow the socks off of everybody? Maybe their juices are all gone. Maybe it's over. I don't know. They felt burnt out because Presonus Studio One do kind of seem like they're catching up with other dolls that are on the market. Like they're doing almost the same thing. So what could possibly happen on the innovative side? And then maybe that's where Fender comes in. Maybe Fender has some great ideas as to how much further they can take Studio One, even if that's on the radar. But how much further can we go now that we have two heads together, the Presonus team that's been there and Fender coming and colliding, merging together? Like, how much more can we go? What can we do that blows everybody away? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. So I'm not saying what's up, Mello. I'm not saying that this merge is a bad thing because it could be a good thing, but I'm just saying just based on what we have, the facts, what we already know about both companies. You know, some people are not really excited about this information. I'm not either. I don't have any excitement. I'm like, I kind of have that poker face. Like, what does this mean? I just want to know what this means. Like, I like to know what's in it. What's in it for Fender? What y'all got up y'all sleeve? What's in it for you guys? What's the concept? Why are you know? And you never know. This could have been something that's been brewing for quite some time. You know, could have been brewing for quite some time. Just never expected it. Like, boom, boom. Fender just bought Presonus. Bro, really? You know what I mean? This is, we never saw this one coming, bro. Kari said, should I sell my Studio One 5? I don't know. I can't say. Because this is the first day that it was announced. I can't really say if you should or shouldn't. I say just hold on to your socks. Hold on to your belts. Tuck them in really well. You know, tuck them in to just see where this ride takes us. Like was it Lear said only time will tell. I just seen that comment. That's right on time. Said only time will tell. Let me find that comment right there. Let me see. Guess I should read it from over here. Um, T. T says, I'm feeling on this. I was excited with the direction of the latest S1 updates, but I'm not a guitar player, so I don't care about new amp emulations. That is probably I couldn't see the whole comment on my screen because this thing's blocking it. But yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Yeah. I feel like UT. Like I'm not a guitar player, so I don't really care for. I just hope I just hope that things are mutual. You know what I'm saying? Like I hope it's one of those things where a lot of people think that because we're Fender and we're known for our guitars and our effects and things like that, we're gonna shock the people and we're gonna come out with something amazing. They ain't gonna never see it. We're gonna definitely cater to the beatmaker community, and we're gonna do things on a level where they never would expect. Maybe Fender. Maybe Fender is those guys that got tired of just only doing guitars. Let's talk about it. Let's paint about that for a second. Maybe that's the case. Maybe they no longer want to be. Maybe they stepping out and they dipping their feet into some water, some unknown water. You know what I'm saying? We want to do something different. We want to expand. Maybe Fender trying to be like Yamaha. You know, we all know who Yamaha is. Y'all know how many lanes Yamaha is in, bro. Yamaha make bikes, bro, but they also make drums and they also make Cubase. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Yamaha is everywhere, bro. Maybe that's what Fender is trying to do. You know, we want to step out. Let's go get us a dough. Let's go get us some speakers. We want some loudspeakers to play our guitars on. We just gonna buy Presonus. Come on, let's do that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's they have goals. Maybe Fender was going to come up with something, and you know, maybe they was going to come up with something. Maybe they had an idea already brewing, and then it led to the acquisition of Personas. Maybe you know, maybe they got some really great ideas. Maybe they bought a tech company. Maybe I don't know. Maybe that's what they're gonna do. We bought this tech company, and we're gonna merge them together with Personas, and we're gonna increase everything. Maybe that's the goal. Maybe that's where we head. I don't know. I don't know. Nick Ryan, welcome to the stream. Nah, you not late. You good. You good. It's been a minute. Absolutely. Mello said this is a bit scary. I would agree. It's definitely scary because we don't know what to think. None of us know what's going on, and we just wake up to this information. We don't know what to think right now. Big Plug, what up? He said, yeah, but Yamaha is a Japanese company that started out as a business company. Hey man, facts, facts, facts. Nick says I doubt that they'll make VSTs and just wanted to merge for the sake of merging. That's a good point. That's a good point. You know, maybe we just out here blabbering like these guys right here. They're on live and they're just talking. They have no clue. I agree with you, Nick. To my point earlier, I feel like there is definitely something in play right now. There are some great things that we should look forward to as all merges, right? You know, that's the concept between merges, right? You know, you would think you would hope to improve what's already there, put more money behind it, more resources behind something, and increase the value of something. But we all know what could also happen. It could definitely be a no match. You know, it could definitely be something. It could be a catastrophe. You know, like could definitely be like, what the hell were we thinking? How did we ever think that we could take on something like this? You know, it could definitely be one of those. But you know what? I'm gonna think positive. I'm gonna only think positive about what's going on. I think with this acquisition, I think that this is probably a great thing that this happened. Um, Personas definitely could use the help. Maybe, like I said earlier, maybe the things that we complain about constantly as the beat making community, maybe it was just overwhelming for Personas. Like we need some help. We can no longer get, because you know the things that we're wanting, and I'm pretty sure Personas has been watching other platforms like Able to Live and Bigwig or Logic. I'm sure that they've been watching them other people, and they just simply said we outsourced our we no longer can do or implement this hungry community. We don't know how to do these things and how to. Maybe that's what happened. And then Fender came on board and say, I got you. This is what we can do. If we join forces, this is where we can go next. Because I highly believe that Fender does have the resources. You know what I mean? But it's just all about what we perceive the name Fender. We just know them as a guitar company, but we have no clue. We have no clue what they can do behind that brand. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm not going to give up hope and speak negative on this matter, because the next update could be like, boom. You know what I'm saying? It could smack all of y'all, smack all of us in our face and be like, bruh. And then I'll have to take down this video because it was like, yeah, they definitely hit us with a banger. And yeah. So Keith Tup, what's up? Sonar was bought by Gibson. Absolutely. This is what we know. But Gibson definitely neglected it, so but Band Lab owns Sonar right now. Wait. Right. Band Lab is who owns Cakewalk. So I remember when Sonar was bought by Gibson, I had just bought the Max package when they went down. Man, yikes. I know a lot of people were like really upset. There was like, believe it or not, when Gibson put down Sonar, there were a lot of people still, highly active. Like I think they went to a subscription model or something like that, or paying on it. People were still buying Cakewalk. and everybody was like, so can I get my money back, or what happens? You know, like what do we do now? You know, like what's really going on? It's like devastating when you hear these things happens. Cause Cakewalk is now free. You know, that's messed up. That's messed up, bro. That's messed up. If you bought Cakewalk right before all of this happened, bro, cause Cakewalk is free now. So you can imagine. Can you imagine how many upset people there are for a platform people spent so much money and using over the years is now free? You know what I'm saying? Like, whoa. I can only imagine how people feel. You know, even the people who just currently like, you know, right before the merge or whatever, the bulk, the purchase or whatever. Yeah, um, you guys that still have if you guys just bought Cakewalk, we want you to continue paying, you know, on that. Continue paying because we really need you guys to we need your funds. Um, even though we're going to make it free, but you have a previous contract to pay. You need to continue to pay on this program because you paid for it before we decided to go free. You know, like, did those people get their money back, or did they have to continue to pay? You know what I mean? Like, you know, I don't know. I don't know what happened with that. Or like, if you bought Cakewalk a year earlier before all this, you bought Cakewalk because you liked the platform. A year later, it's free. So what are those people thinking? You know what I mean? Like they bought it all the way up until the point where you kind of current, even 6 months. If you bought it 6 months ago prior to when they made it free, imagine how you feel. I can imagine how I will feel really, really highly upset, bro. Like, whoa. Hey guys, what does this mean about Presonus and the price? We ain't talk about that. Fender buying Presonus, does this change the price? How will it affect the price? Because that's a factor. Will things become more affordable, or will, you know, I don't know. Nobody says this is like watching a stoner have a convention with himself. That's interesting you say that, but um we're actually having a convention with everybody, every one of you guys that are online. You know what I'm saying? I came online to discuss the matter with my people. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't really know where you was going with that comment, but you know, this is what we do all the time when we having a conversation. Reading comments, interacting, you know. I don't know. Mello said, yeah, like Fender, because I'm not rich and I think say more Fender guitars around me than Gibson guitars. Big Pluck says, what's good, creative? The idea of Fender acquiring Persona scares the living shit out of me. I remember when Gibson acquired Studio Version Pro Pack in the '90s. Absolutely, I feel like that's what everybody's feeling. Some of everybody is saying the same thing. Like we all we're like, oh my gosh, what's in the pipeline? Keith says I went to Nam show. Sonar were pumping out positivity. That's what's up. Was this recent? So I think the Nam show was shut down. Like it, the one last year. I think I went to the Nam show right before all of this happened. You know what I mean? It was like a year before. No, it was a couple of years before everything got shut down. So I was grateful I was able to go. Nick Ryan, you have the same idea as me. I was kind of thinking the same thing. He said, who the hell is this nobody home? Where did this person come from?" I thought the same thing, cuz yeah, some of the comments are starting to seem a little weird. You thought you was watching Tim and Eric. I have no clue who those guys are. Okay, I'm gonna just ignore that. Um Mello, you see it too, huh? Hey man, yeah, no negative energy here. We're just having a conversation. We ain't on that. We ain't on that. Please don't get yourself blocked because it will happen. Don't get yourself blocked. If you here to stir up negativity, man, that ain't what we on. That ain't what we on. I say a few more comments in. If that's where it seems like it's going, then we're gonna have to do go a different route. I feel like everybody have a right to their opinion, but you know I have the right to block you too. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We just having a conversation with my people, my personas people, my community. Bringing this information to you guys. Want to see where you guys were. I definitely gave you my thoughts of where I feel, what I feel about what could possibly happen. We all have no clue what is in store with this Fender acquisition of Presonus. However, I think it's very important that we have this conversation because all of us use their products and we are very concerned about what it means for us as users of Studio One specifically, because that's what I stream mostly about. What does this mean for our community and the way that we work, with this concept, in the back of our head. So it's like where could this possibly go? You know what I mean? Um we're just really concerned, you know. We pour a lot of money, a lot of time into this, and um yeah, it's very interesting to see how far. I'm saying it can either be positive or it can definitely be like a downfall. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? We just don't know. Um yeah, yeah, really though. I see you. All right. Here comes the block game. All right, who gonna get them first? Who gonna get them first? Let's go. Here come the block game. I have no idea. MG says, was it 803 says, well, I have another perspective. Fender is a company that is deeply invested in quality of their products, and they are legendary in their own right. Absolutely. Oh man. Oh man. I'm just reading these comments. This is interesting. Yeah, we gonna oh man. All right. So I dealt with that. Um Yashrael, what's up? What's up? Yeah, he said, dude getting on my nerves. Troll need to troll his ass on with exactly. I dealt with it. If I had a wrench next to my name, really though says Mello saw it. Mello saw it a long time ago. I seen it too. I seen it too when the moment I read that comment where he says something about a conversation with himself. I'm like, oh boy, did this dude just strike something? Okay, all right. We ain't gonna focus no more on that. I put dude in timeout. Um, that's not cool. Get off my stream, bro. Like, just stop. Just stop. We on look. We okay. Going back. Can't spend too much time on that. We on something else right now. All right. So um Keith says I don't mind putting money into personas. Everyone needs to get paid. Absolutely. I like that concept. Which is why I have this thing up on the screen to the side of me. You know, you guys are just interested in getting some courses or whatever, you know, by all means, visit the website. I have courses available in Studio One. But going back to what 803 was saying, that's a great concept. Like if you think about that, yeah, absolutely. That's kind of where I was going with it in terms of like the I look see I guess I'm playing the um I don't know what you call it. I'm thinking of a term to describe what I'm trying to explain right now. Um the devil's advocate, right? I'm playing the devil's advocate, but I'm also being like realistic. Like I don't know what's going to happen, but it could go this way, it could go that way. Which way is which? We don't know which path that this leads. This has only been announced today. This acquisition popped up today, and I was like, you know what? Let me enlighten my community about this. I think this is a great topic to hit on, and definitely appreciate you guys for coming out. Thumbs up on the video if you're watching. We got like 25 people watching, which makes sense because it's definitely like a topic. Like whoa, like we only got 23 likes. So if you guys can pound that like up button, I appreciate you. Also subscribe to this channel because if you're new here, this we talk about this. I mean, we do stuff like this all the time. We actually make beats live using Studio One most of the times, and I make courses, and I just like helping the community. You know what I'm saying? This is what I do. Um, as a music instructor, music specialist, whatever you want to call me. A lot of people call me sensei. You know, um, Dick Burham. Sorry, Bug Larson. I don't know why I want to say Burham. Like I just glanced at the name. Said, what was the drama? I just got here. Well, the drama was basically there was particular individual that joined the stream and just started saying some weird things. Um, and on the stream, it's all about positivity, and that conversation was tampering with the vibes. So we had to get rid of that guy. That what the drama was about. You know what I mean? It's like if you can't come on the stream and be respectful, you know what I'm saying? Then you got to get the boot. Simple as that. Simple as that. I'm all about people who watch the stream and you disagree. You can disagree, that's great, but man, it's like a certain point, it's a certain threshold that you hit. We can all agree to disagree, but when you start saying stuff to you know when you start going too far, that's too far is too far. And I felt that way, but I let a few of the comments go, but it started to bother the viewers. You know what I mean? When it started to bother the viewers, that's when we gotta let you go. We gotta move on from your shenanigans. You know what I mean? Big Pluck says, well, even if I happen to lose Student One, I'll do that. I do like I did in 2000. I switched to Logic until Apple acquired eMagic. Hmm. I was on PC then, but I bought a MacBook Pro. Yeah, I definitely think. Um, I definitely think that. I definitely think it's one of those things where it depends on who you are. It depends on where things go in terms of like Studio One. You know what I'm saying? We're in early stages. Like today, we only just found out about this acquisition today. When it hit my feed, I went and set up the stream right quick. I was like, yeah, no, let me go live on this. I just immediately went to work with it when I got the information. So I mean, it's still too early to see where things can go from here. It's not even you know how these things go. Like this information not even on Presonus website yet. You know what I mean? It's like all of the review companies, tech companies there's a lot of um articles are going out now. I seen a couple of articles on it, and I was like, "Yep, all right. Well, I'm about to jump in on this and just talk to my people and see what they think, because this is definitely something that affects me as a creative. Will all of my creativity frustration go away with this acquisition? Who knows? I hope so. I hope Fender can come in and you know and with their resources, I hope that things can go in a positive direction. That's what we all hope for. But Fender is a guitar company. It's like, how could that possibly help people like me? You know, how would that help me? I don't play the guitar like that. I love guitar though. I have guitar plugins. Will we see Studio One with more instruments? You know what I'm saying? Because that's definitely something that we lack. I get it though; it makes sense to me. Um, but we don't have a lot of instruments like stock instruments in Studio One. That's why I almost kind of should route because Logic Pro has more instruments. But see, if you don't have a Mac computer, that that definitely make things weird. Because Logic comes with a lot of sounds and creativity in Logic. You know, even if like Ableton is probably my I'll say that's probably my best bet. But see, Ableton is it's a little complicated for beginners, but maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. You know, Ableton is dope. Ableton is dope, and I feel like if you start out with something, you become better at it. If you have a mindset and you can get with it, then Ableton is definitely a place to be in terms of music production. But it just depends on the person, I guess. What you vibe with the most. I feel like Studio One needed to yeah, Studio One can go so much further, but only time would tell. Only time would tell. Dick says, get a 2018 Mac Mini and install 32 gig in it yourself. I, I mean, tell that to a beginner. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how that would work. If you're a beginner, that might and you're interested in that, that might be a great advice. But most people, I feel like if you're just entering the music production thing, most people look for what they can put on a current computer. If you are used to PC, you're not going to look for Mac application unless you plan on purchasing a Mac in the future. Then, you know what I'm saying. But most people look for what they can put on their current setup at the moment. Some people don't have computers, so that's why I brought up the mobile. It's like, when are we going to get a solution for mobile beat making, yo? Like, I feel like that's overdue, bro. Like, we should have been in that game a long time ago. You know, I don't have the luxury of carrying my computer around with me all the time, even though I take my laptop with me. But you know, the mobile industry, the mobile, everything mobile is here. People, if people browse the web on their mobile devices now, it's more people using phones, mobile devices more than a standalone solution like this. I have this is great because I do get into heavy production where I definitely can't do it on the mobile, but it would be dope to have a mobile solution where I can start my ideas and concepts. You know what I mean? Personas do have this one thing. I forgot what it was. There was a blog on it about a this mobile app that you can download and do stuff and upload it in Studio One. But to me, it wasn't really worth talking about that much. I guess because I played with it. I was like, this is all right. You know, it's not Studio One. You know what I'm saying? It's like you would like to have things that make you feel like this is solid. You know, like when iMachine came out. You know, your machine head, you had the iMachine on your phone. It was solid. Well, at that time, until I don't know what they were doing because they no longer support it. I don't think I haven't heard from. Yeah, Michael Strand, welcome to the stream. Thumbs up, guys. Thumbs up. I'm looking for more thumbs up on the stream. Um, Michael Stram says Fender like okay. Fender kills the companies they buy. It's standard. Same with Gibson. Just spoke with insiders about this. Be ready for a discontinued interface and remaining of software. Oh my. Oh my. I'm gonna throw that up again. This is coming from Michael Stram. As if he has the inside scoop. Wow. Okay. Didn't expect that. Fender is based in Scottsdale. Yeah, mobile solution that will be easy to transferable to finish up on computer. When we can get to it. Yeah. Yeah, 803. You know, you know, it would be nice. But this conversation is getting really interesting now. Keith got iOS, Cubase, AUM, Beatmaker 3, Fab Filters. That's what's up. See, Mello says, that's a big decision. That's like you being a famous and successful rapper with your own label, and then this label wants to buy you out and mess up your stuff. Man. So it really though says, but if you could only imagine Native Instruments and Isotope made a dough though, wow. 803 disagree. This should be good. This should be good. 803 disagree. And I'm guessing he responding to was it Michael's comment? So Nick says, I feel you Presonus users. I like how you put that. You Presonus users. I feel y'all. I feel y'all pain. You know, I don't use personas like that, but y'all Presonus users, man, I feel you. You know, as he's composing his stuff, doing his thing over here in Reason or Ableton or something. You know, anything that ain't Presonus. Like, yeah, you know, I feel y'all. Turn this beat up. This is a banger. Watching the stream, like, man, that's horrible. Y'all gotta go through that. But this beat right here is fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, big plug. Yeah, that I should rename. Yeah, I like that. Big. I should rename the stream to that right there. That's the new name of the stream because that's how I feel. Like, oh man. See Taylor, what up? Welcome to the stream, man. Bro's thinking about going back to Logic. Man, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I wouldn't say guys give up. Even though even though we got kind of like the inside scoop, someone mentioned anything Fender touches, they ruin. I'm just gonna hope that that's not the case, but that dude kind of that dude kind of do something to me because that's going to make me want to do some more research and wow. They say we might have another one. Uh-oh. What's going on? Mello says, I think personas need to stay their own company. They do good by themselves. They don't need nobody else helping them um with the collabing with the Fender, but Fender owning them. Nah, bro, no. Can't do that. Roy says, I used Cubase for 20 years. So at the worst, I'll go back to Cubase and continue on. Yeah, I agree, Mello. If UAD owned Personas, things might have been different. That makes sense because we all see what they're doing with um I can't think of the name of that dog. I talk about it all the time, but I can't think of it now, man. But that new dog they have is serious. Roy say maybe Behringer will buy Studio One and call it Behringer One. That's interesting. 803 said that early, but he said, "Man, I feel better if Behringer bought Studio, Personas." But that's interesting. What if that's something that could actually happen? If Behringer just bought Studio One, not Personas, but just buy Studio One. You know what I mean? Like take Studio One and let me get that. Luna, that's it. Thank you, sir. Yeah. So UAD Luna, that thing is serious. Not for beat making as of yet. I kind of, look at that as not developed for that, but definitely for mixing. Oh yeah, hands down. Say Fender will rip a bow right out of. Man, I hope that don't happen, man. I really don't, man. I really don't feel at ease about this, man. I don't feel ease. When I woke up with this, I was like, oh my gosh, what did I just wake up into? What did I just read? I can't believe I read this, yo. But I'm trying to stay positive at the same time. Like, man, maybe this is a good merge. I don't know, but we got a lot of people on here saying otherwise. So are we here? Are we looking at uh um a disaster before it happens? I don't know, man. This man, this is getting really interesting, guys. Yeah, Nick. Presonus is a strong company. You know what I mean? They're strong, very very strong, very strong. If they made it this far on their own like this, I can only hope that they keep creative. Um, speaking of creative, right? But like just over the company, keep creative. Keep the creative power in the way things go. But see, I mean, when we talk about like personas on his own, you got to think about it. Personas don't exist no more. If Fender bought personas, that means personas don't exist. The brand does. You know what I'm saying? The brand personas. So personas as a company no longer have creative power. They have to consult Fender. It's like instead of going like, all right, guys, we're gonna let's do this. We're gonna blah 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 blah. Now they gotta go, okay, we got an idea. Okay, all right, guys, what y'all think? Okay, all right, sounds like a great idea. All right, let's have a meeting. Call up Fender and all right, guys, what do y'all think about? We came up with this concept and this is what we want to do. Um, Now you got to ask for permission to do. Yeah, I just wonder how all that works. Now that you have a boss You're employed by Fender. Fender is on your paycheck now. It's no longer Presonus. So I would imagine they bought the website, like there's now signed over the banking and all this stuff. Now all of the banking activity is now moved over to Fender Bank, wherever they bank at, and all of the control power goes to Fender because Fender now owns you. And all of these things I'm thinking about, like how does this what does this mean for us people that work in Studio One? Right. Yeah. Hold on. Let's call Fender. Pick up the phone. Say, hey, Fender. Like, yeah. How first of all, how you guys doing? How are you? How was your coffee? I hope your day is going well. You know. So we had this idea. You know what I'm saying? You can't just push the button no more. You gotta ask permission to push the button. Like that's man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I like I say, guys, is I just hope for the best. I hope for the best, man. I never saw this coming. I never saw it. I thought Presonus was doing really well. Like they were always in that light, like you know, um, independent company doing a thing, and then now this. Will things be the same? Will things be the same? I don't know. I don't know. This man. Keith got it going on. Keith got a solution. 803 said in music brands comprise of Akai Professional, Elisa's Auto Professional, Ion Audio, M Audio, Newmark, and others, expanding its technology portfolio with the addition of those iconic brands. I hope so, bro. I hope so, bro. But there's been a couple of people who already said that anything Fender touches is a disaster. So, I just hope for the best. And yeah, big plug. Yeah, Logic, it's interesting though. Yeah, it doesn't cost a lot anymore. I remember when Logic was $9.99.99 when I first wanted to, you know what I mean? I remember that day. I remember that day. So hopefully, that just means, I don't know, maybe things will, they'll come down on the price. I don't know. Maybe with the backing, the Fender backing, buying Studio One now can be cheaper because now they have, what I'm saying, the resources now, I don't know. Personas is online. Boy, we done talked up a good talk. Personas, we were just talking about you guys. We were just talking about y'all. Ain't that something? We were just here just having a conversation, and then you guys popped up. But as Persona says, we're really excited. Let me throw that back on the screen. We're really excited about it. Eager to share more with you soon. Stay tuned. That's what's up. Coming from Personas themselves. I wish I had a sound effect. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't think Personas ever came on here live with me. That's what's up. Appreciate you guys for coming out. Personas is, but if you're still watching Personas, as you can see, there are a lot of concerns that we are having. Us as Studio One users, we're a lot of us are definitely concerned with, where where things could possibly go. So, we hear things, we sing things, and um, this can only mean two things. Things can get better, things can go, you know what I mean? So definitely look forward to see where you guys are heading next. This is definitely an interesting topic. Definitely, as you can see, definitely interesting. Mello says Presonus is confident. If they did that, it could mean that really got something good for us. I hope so. I hope so. You know what I'm saying? I really hope so, and that's why I begin to say earlier. I feel like Presonus is a strong company. I don't think that they could be easily persuaded if something is going to go downhill. You know what I mean? They definitely thought a lot of things through before it was presented to us. With all of the updates and things like that. But Fender is in the driver's seat now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how will this all? We just, there's a lot of people on here just really really wondering how this all play out. Persona says all things for the better. We promise. That's what's up. I appreciate your personas for coming in and making positive, kind of brighten up the comment section. I appreciate you guys. Definitely appreciate you guys. You already know I'm a diehard Personas person. You know, it's, I'm still waiting on my Persona shirt. Personas like Personas electronics. Like, I'm looking for a shirt. Um, um, and I'm also looking for a position at the table. I've always been looking for a position. I like to come in and work with you guys. I don't know how many times I've said that. I'm shooting my shot right now, guys. Hey, y'all see what's going on? I'm shooting my shot. Hey, hey, is there room for me at the table? I like to come in and, on a whole nother level. I think it's great reviewing products, whatever. But I just wanna. Is there room for Ella at the table? Let me know. Email me. I don't. You don't have to say that live on. Just trying to shoot my shot, guys, and see what happens. But now I gotta call Fender, send them my resume. Like, hey, what's up, Fender? What's going on? Look, I've been talking about the Studio One thing for like many, many streams ago. And I even got courses on this stuff. That's crazy. That's what's up, bro. Personas has joined us. So C. Taylor even says it. He said I need to be sitting right next to Joe and Gregor. There's no urban presence with their videos. So that's where I come in. I appreciate that, guys. I really do. I really do appreciate that. I appreciate you, Mello. He pleading with me. He's like, please, Personas, let the L up come in. Let him come in the office. We need to see his face from the Personas websites and stuff like that. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I got the community voucher for me. I appreciate it, guys. got some interesting topics. Um, yeah. Um, said, what's Greg's phone number? So I can. Oh, that's funny. Hey guys, we're not gonna do the race thing here, and we're gonna leave that alone. Music has no color. We all love music. We're gonna keep it like that. High vibrations, guys. High vibrations. High vibrations. I don't know if that was the idea when I said urban, but you know. Yeah, we ain't gonna do that, man. We ain't on that here. This stream is for everybody. Everybody's included, man. I don't man, man. High vibrations, high vibrations. We keep things smooth here. Man, that's like two people in one stream, bro. Like, come on, man. Really? No, Nick, you good. Nick, you good so far from what I see. But you know, my moderators catch everything. So make sure y'all stay positive. Um, saying anything inappropriate. My moderators will catch you. You know, yeah, it's all about I don't get a kick out of like being disrespectful and saying, it's not my vibe. I don't get down with that. I watch other people. They'll cuss at you. They'll beat you down and tell you how horrible you are on the stream. I'm not that guy. I'm just gonna block you. You know what I'm saying? But Nick, you good. From what I can tell, Nick, you've said some very valuable, comments. So I think you good. Big Plug says, this one is to Presonus. He says, please say no to Fender. Remember what happened to Opcode in the 80s. I don't know what that is. I was born in 82, so I don't even know. I wouldn't know what that. But wow, that's probably major. I don't know. Opcord. That's an interesting name, by the way. Man, what is going on? Man, this comment section. What's up, Touch Tone? What's good? This the comment section right now is very interesting right now. Did I reach a certain threshold? So I know like when you get to a point where your streams are like popping, then you it's like you attract all types of people who has all types of weird, even bots. I feel like some of these comments are coming from bots, and you know, I think I'm excited about that. Now we're at the point where we getting the type of comments like just. I'm glad I set up my moderators before this. So my moderator's been sitting waiting patient. We have like one or two guys that say something like goofy, but most streams it's like, you know, they just sitting there, like with the hand on the button, just ready to press block or something like that. And today, man, it's like We got to block a few people. Like, what's going on? I'm excited about that though. That's what's up. Oh wow. Hey, moderators, y'all already know. Y'all already know what's up. Y'all already know. I'm watching it. I'm watching it. This is we're gonna be talking on Discord, boy. This gonna stir up something. This is interesting, man. This is great though. This is great. I love it. 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 My moderator's strong, boy. I got a strong defense team, boy. They ain't letting nothing crack through. Dev's like, get him out. Let's go. You gotta go. Let's get him out of here. Hey, that's what's up. But back to the topic. I don't have much time. I'm really enjoying myself. We're just having fun. You know what I'm saying? I'm a real person, real live person, and I see things. Like the interaction with the crowd. You know what I mean? That's who I am. I'm loving it. I really appreciate all of you guys who followed me. You know, to this point. Thumbs up on the video by the way. If I have people watching, if you dig and you vibing with me, thumbs up on the video. I definitely appreciate it because that always helps the channel. That definitely helps the channel. I really appreciate that. The sun decided to shine a little more today, so yeah, that's better. I don't know why I didn't catch that. When I go live during the daytime, when the windows open, sometimes it's hard to get my exposure correct, and then I don't be paying attention sometimes. So, but that looks totally better. Yeah, Eric Wells is in the building. Eric, bro, bro, yeah, I need to. Let's get back. Let's get back to it. Let's get back to it. Said so much drama in the comment section. Yeah, man. That's what it is when you on a stream powerful as this. You know what I mean? I like it. I like it. I never thought I'd get to this point. It's exciting to me. It's really exciting. But yeah, positive vibes. That's what we on. So we've been talking about Fender, the acquisition of Fender and Presonus. Just really hope that things just what I mean, just hope that things are you know move in a positive and a greater direction, and hope to see improvement even in some of those things that we um been complaining about over the years. Just kind of just hope for the best, even though there's a couple of comments that said, hey, yeah, but let's not forget what happened before when Fender acquired this and that. And so that is a little discouraging. Nothing against you guys that post that, because those are facts. It's definitely important to put that on the table and have us thinking about that. That's definitely something worth thinking about. So it's like, man, we don't know exactly what's gonna happen, but we can only hope for the best. Um Personas just they joined us and they comment and they said a couple of things. They are pretty confident that things are looking good in the pipeline, and we just kind of hope that that's what we're looking at. You know what I mean? Um, but you and I know, you know, even though not saying anything negative for personas, but it's like, that we heard that before. We heard that before. So it's like I've been saying before. Only time would tell. Only time would tell. And I'm just keeping it 100. I got to keep it 100 with my people. You know what I'm saying? I got to keep it 100. You know, I love Presonus Studio One and working with their stuff because that's what I love personally. Like I really like their product. So I would never come on here and tell you guys how awesome this stuff is, and I don't like it. I would never come on here and talk about it in the first place if I'm not behind the company themselves. You know what I'm saying? Same for Native Instruments and Machine and all of the products they make. When I say that they are awesome, it's because they're really awesome. I like their products. You know, I don't like to come on here and lie to anybody about anything. I ain't, getting paid to you. Like I don't get paid to do this stuff. Although they send me stuff for free, but I still throw my real thoughts in there. Like these speakers, for instance. I have to do a review on these things. I feel like these things are amazing. You know, I've been throwing a few things at them just to see how I react and what I can hear. I think they are pretty dope. I think they are pretty dope. And I can say that because I own Mackie speakers, which I've seen prevalent in so many studios. You know, I have the wooded ones. So I know what Matt Monitor's supposed to sound like. I have a sub, which I still haven't got one from Presonus. I need to get that sub and kind of do my comparison with the one I have currently. But I know what they're supposed to sound like. So man, should I say keep doing what you do? Pretty much is what he's saying. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate it. I really enjoy this stream. We got a chance to talk about what's in the pipeline, was brewing on the headlines. Thumbs up on the video if you guys just joining. I'm about to end the stream because I gotta really get to some other things. Um, what? Okay. This is weird. This is weird, man. Anyway, I I appreciate you guys. This was amazing, and um, these are definitely things to think about in terms of where we're going next. I'll definitely keep you guys posted as I learn new information. Posting videos. I'll go live later on. We'll keep the conversation going on in Discord. Of course, if you guys are looking for us on Discord, it's definitely you go to Creative. There's a new link that I'm trying to push. Actually, you go to it's creative.art. I'll just type in right quick. Creative.art/Discord. Um, Let me hyperlink that, I guess. Hopefully that's hyperlinked. So that's the link. Creative.art/Discord is where you guys need to go. We can finish this conversation there, and hopefully tomorrow we can dive a little bit deeper, or maybe we'll make a beat or something like that. Probably make a beat because I'm kind of over this conversation. But who knows? It depends on how I feel. I don't know, and if I even go live tomorrow. But it's been real, guys. Remember, guys, music is art. You the artist. Paint your picture. Stay creative with our rules. We need an outro. I like that. All right, y'all. Till next time. Hello, Creative Sound. Remember, music are you the artist. Paint your picture. Stay creative with our rules.